not actually, because you would need to be playing
from the same deck, don't you?
Playing from the same deck, yeah. A game that would work remotely would be a game called Mind the Gap that we've picked up. We bought it ages ago and it was just sat in the games cupboard. And with spending a lot more time in the house, we had raided the games.
You realise what you've got in there.
We've raided the games cupboard on a few occasions. And yeah, this was quite a good one.
So by the sounds of it, something to do with trains?
Yeah, it's a London Underground game. So all the London Underground stations. It's kind of like Uno for London Underground. So you play a card on a line, and then the next card you play has to be on the same line. So it has to have the same line in that station. So if you had Baker Street, for example, and then the next one you played would be Maida Vale, which is on the Bakerloo line, and yeah, you go down. So it's a bit like Uno in that respect.
Okay, yeah.
But it's quite a fast-paced game, and one you can play. Get through quite quickly, and then whoever gets out first, whoever's left with cards, each card's got a value, and that's where you get your score.
Good stuff. I think these are some good recommendations. It's interesting stuff for people to play. Getting new interesting games to play at this time, I think is good. So hopefully some people get something out of that. Me and Emma should play more games, but she doesn't like it because I don't want to sound like smug or anything, but I'm gonna. I win most of the time, and then she gets mad. So I don't know what to do about it. But there you go. So if anyone's got any recommendations of games that you think I'd be shit off.
Another thing, I recommend is if you go out for a socially distanced walk or thing where you're meeting up with people, taking a rugby ball is a really good one, especially with kids, to get them running around. We met up with Heather's niece, nephew, and brother and sister-in-law yesterday, and just me kicking the ball and them going and chasing it was great fun.
I've just remembered a game that Emma was better at than me. Have you ever heard of Sack of Moustaches?
No.
It's basically got a load of twirly moustaches made out of plastic, and you have to try and they sort of hook up at the end, as the twirly moustache would, and you have to try and, just holding one, connect as many of them together as possible to make an unbroken chain of them. And it's really frustrating and kind of aggravating for me, because I'm not the most patient and delicate of hand person.
It doesn't sound like the game for me.
Yeah, Emma's much more precise than me. So I have remembered a game that she's better than me at in that one. But that's great. Yeah, like I say, I'm struggling for recommendations to give this week. I noticed that Tim and Anna just finished watching Parks and Recreations. It's on Sky on demand, so me and Emma have just started watching it.
Alan and Emma.
Alan and Anna. Did I say Anna and Alan? Did I say Anna and Tim?
You said Tim and Anna, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Anna and Alan have just finished watching Parks and Rec, so me and Emma have just started watching it on their recommendation. But nothing else to think of. I'm trying to think. We did do a new recipe this week off of BBC Good Food, which was roasted sweet potato and chorizo quesadillas. They were nice.
Ooh, that sounds good.
They're worth a whiz. But if you do the recipe, add a bit of cayenne to your roasted sweet potatoes once you scoop out the middle bit to the sort of base for your quesadillas, because it really does give it a nice extra zing on that. But yeah, I talked last week about going back into the office this week. I don't know where you're up to in the loosening of lockdown life down in London. It'd be interesting to find out what is changing down in the big city life. But up here in rural Lancashire life, I've been back into the office and steadily building up that more and more people are appearing back in the office each day, but most people want to still do some being at home, so you don't know who you're going to see each day. My bosses seem to think that it helps us do the job better. I don't necessarily agree. It just means that when I'm moaning, other people are there to hear me moan, so I might get in trouble for moaning rather than at home with no one listening to me. But yeah, it's not been that scary so far, and there's been no outbreaks and stuff of COVID to worry about. So that's a positive. What's it been like in London as the lockdown's loosened? Noisier, you were saying?
Yeah, definitely noisier. Primark is now open, which is big news for anyone who cares. Also, there was the other week, because we've got a really nice bakery, but it's right in between all the other shops, so you have to sort of dodge the Wembley Central rat run to get through everybody, because unfortunately you got two banks there, and Primark, and then TK Maxx. They've all got queues outside, so you have to sort of fight your way through, and I tend to put a mask on to get
at the big shopping centre opposite the stadium?
No, that is now open as well. This is actually in the sort of old Wembley town.
Okay.
In Wembley Central itself. But to get to the bakery, you have to cross over the road. But TK Maxx had a sale about a week ago, and that just caused chaos, because people actually had barriers up for the queue and everything, and it was actually, in terms of normal shops, so supermarkets are starting to get a bit more eased off. I've noticed in the last couple of weeks it tends to be 1 or 2 person queues.
Oh, I haven't queued to get in a supermarket to get into the Morrison supermarket near us for weeks now. It seems to be more normal, and people are more spread out in times they go and stuff, and yeah, so that's interesting.
That's worked quite well. Heather is back in school, so they're teaching part. So she's back 3 days a week now. So I have 3 days a week where I'm on my own in the house, and then 2 days where I'm still being called upon for IT support and the like. So that's good. That's good fun. But yeah, and we're starting to do more. So we've seen both sets of parents now for a walk. We did a walk 3 weeks ago now with Heather's parents, and then last weekend with mine, and then as we said, we saw the kids and Tim and Sam yesterday. It was good fun, and we'll be seeing them again fairly soon at the beginning of the holidays when we pick up the car from them, and then we'll be able to do a bit more and that sort of thing. And Heather is planning to go on public transport for the first time this week.
But she's got a face mask.
She's potential. We have things you never thought you'd have. We now have a face mask drawer in the
too many
bathroom.
Fucking drawers, mate.
Well, it's just next to all the hand sanitizer. Well, it's next to where the hand sanitizer went in the bathroom, along with all the other sort of. Everybody's got that thing of bathroom bits of just toiletries and things you just don't really know where to put.
Oh yeah, that's where more things get added to shave hair off my body in different places. Nose, beard, head now. Yeah, that drawer.
Yeah, it's in that drawer basically. That's become the face mask drawer. So as we've found different ones and stuff have gone in there, but. Yeah, so that's exciting. We had the good news for anyone who likes EastEnders is EastEnders is back filming, because one of Heather's friends works on EastEnders, so she popped over on her way back the other week to say hello, and they went out for a chat and sat down and had a picnic, and I was allowed to bring them ice creams in the park. So I got a text with the order and had to come and bring them.
Oh, well, at least you were carrying out your duties. Oh, update. I can't remember if I even spoke about this on the show, but the oven that we ordered but couldn't get fitted because our house electrics weren't the right ampage or something has now been fitted. So as of today, I have a new oven, which is exciting. So I'm going to figure out how to use that tomorrow. And the world we live in, the crazy times. But yeah, I haven't got much else though to say, I suppose.
No. And in terms of getting back to work, we've been told that for people in my sort of job, we won't be back for quite some time, and that they're starting to open up from next week. They're going to start to open up some offices for people that need to be in for either sort of loneliness or welfare reasons, or because they need certain equipment to do their job. But I think for people in my sort of role, we'll be here for quite some time.
Yeah, I think at our place, one of the priorities was getting more call centre staff in to basically keep on top of when people are available to take phone calls better than managers were able to do remotely or something. I'm not sure, but I was told today the rest of my team are going to start being in at least some days next week, but they're going to be spread off over on different floors within our building, so it kind of defeats the object to me of them coming back in. But anyway, that's what our manager said. So it's a weird balancing process going through and stuff. But I did actually have the most social face-to-face interactions, so not through a screen, that the widest spread ones that I'd had in months the other day, because we had a fire alarm go off at about 5 o'clock on Wednesday when it was baking sunshine. And so there was a combination of people who were still working at that time from the limited number of people that were in the office, about a dozen or so. There was a few people who just managed to pick up their laptops and turn them off just in time to get out of the building as the fire alarm was going off. And then there was also a little selection of people who came back to get their cars from the work car park after going having a beer on Liverpool Green. Just the one, they told me. But so it led to the 50 minutes waiting for the fire brigade to arrive and then figure out which sensor was playing up because nothing was actually on fire. In that time, I managed to catch up with quite a few people and actually have face-to-face conversations with people that weren't my wife or my parents.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Right, next week, it's me and Sarah on the show next week, so hopefully we'll hear about what's going on in the sort of junior community game as well, with Sarah's updates on that, as amongst other things that Sarah will bring. I mean, her new team, the Eels, are flying high, so she'll be all over that. Do you want to remind people where they can share the show, get in touch with us on social media and that sort of stuff, Tim?
Yep, so as always, it's at Super League Pod on Twitter and Instagram, facebook.com/Super League Pod to get your stuff in on Facebook. And you can also send us longer form things, musings, ideas for games, etc. Via email, superleaguepod, all one word, @gmail.com. You can also head on over to superleaguepod.com for the episode posts and various other bits we've got on there. And you can search for the show on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podcast Addict, Stitcher, or anywhere else you normally find your podcasts. And we're on YouTube audio only as well.
Yep, and big shout out to our partners, Rob's Toy Shop. Enter SLP discount on checkout at Rob's Toy Shop on eBay and get 5% cash back on orders over £5, plus give 1% cash back to SLP. Little Warden, vital alerts for hidden issues. Head to littlewarden.com to see what they can do for you if you've got a website. Mascot Browns for all your International Rugby League gear. And Sarah's Bookcase. Sarah sells Usborne books with access to over 3,000 titles from baby to teenager. There's something for everyone. Find out more on her Facebook or Twitter pages. All that's left for us to do is thank everyone for listening to your favourite Rugby League podcast, the Super League Pod.
Goodbye.